Today's core cardio blast class is called Push It for the Gains. So we're going to be using a lot of pushing motions and actions to really help get these gains into the shoulders, some overall strength, and restore some balance to the upper body. Let's go ahead and start off on our back. We'll wake up the glutes and get our pelvis a little bit more neutralized here by walking the feet in. Sacrum's on the ground, feel your shoulders on the back of the ground and the back of the skull. Push into your feet, extend your hips. So you want to feel your hips go from that flex position into a little bit of hip extension here. We'll keep our right leg extended, but then bend the left knee. So that left knee is directly over top of the left hip. And we're going to lift the left foot off of the ground here. A little single leg bridge. You can take your left hand even into your left leg and kind of press against it as we start to pulse. So I'm lifting and lowering with the pelvis, using the right leg pressing into the ground. It's a hip extension and a hip flexion. You really just use a few of these to get that glute fired up quickly and efficiently. The left hand pressing into the left leg helps to activate these hip flexors and the iliopsoas here on the left side. And then we'll slow our pulses down. Just hold your little single leg ramp here. Right hand comes up to the ceiling, and we'll give a little stretch to that right wrist. A couple more breaths here. If you want, you can even reach your left leg towards the ceiling. It's just a nice way to expand that posterior chain. You definitely don't have to do it if it feels like too much for the back. The left foot will come down. We'll release the right wrist, bring the right knee over top of the right hip. Again, the right hand can come onto that top of the right thigh as we press into the left foot. Start to lift and lower the pelvis. So now we're primarily working this left glute here. Left glute is firing up. If it needs a little extra pat or slap, go ahead, give that little extra pat or slap, and you're gonna feel this hip extension, this hip flexion, everything just connecting into the ground, feeling this movement take its way all the way through our system. And just a few more of those pulses. Keep pressing that right hand into that right thigh, feel that engagement around the core, and we'll hold our little single leg ramp pose, left hand up to the ceiling, give yourself the wrist stretch on the left side, pulling back on those fingers, feel the left glute is working, engaged here for you. One more inhale. And exhale. You can release your left wrist, circle it a few times, bring the right foot down. We'll lower all the way down, upper, middle, and lower back. Take the hands behind your head, interlacing the fingers, elbows in for some core work. Inhale, exhale, and lift. Everything gathers together. We'll bring the shoulders off the ground. Take a little twist to the left. Hold this twist to the left. Focus on keeping your left shoulder blade lifted off the ground. Come back through center. Inhale, lower. Exhale and lift. Everything gathers together. Shoulder blades come up. Twist to the right. So keep that right shoulder blade lifted off of the ground. Come back through center. Inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. Everything gathers together. Take a little twist to the left. Reach your right arm past your left leg, reaching so much that that left shoulder blade maybe comes off the ground just a little bit. Right hand comes back behind the head. Inhale, lower. Fill it all the way up with that inhale. Exhale and lift. Twist to the right. Reach your left arm past your right leg. Really reach from your shoulder blade. Feel that thing trying to pull off the ribs. Left hand comes back. Inhale and lower. Don't worry, it won't. Exhale and lift. Twist to the left. Reach your right arm past your left leg. Now reach your left arm past your right arm. Really try to scoot those right fingers closer to the left and lift higher off that left shoulder blade. Wow, hands come back. Inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. Everything gathers together. Twist to the right. Reach that left arm past that right leg. Reach that right arm past those left fingers. And then reach those left fingers towards those right fingers. Oh, coming off this right shoulder blade. So much happening. Hands come back behind the head. Inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. Everything gathers together. Twist to the left. Reach that right arm past that left leg. Left arm reaches past that right arm. Fingertips come towards one another. So try to scoot those right fingers towards that left fingertip. Hands come back behind the head. Inhale, lower. Last one. Exhale and lift. Everything gathers together. Twist to the right. Reach your left arm past your right thigh. Reach your right arm past your left thigh. And then scoot those fingers so come back in line with the right. Everything holds steady here. Hands come back behind the head. Inhale and lower. So take your feet wide and just real quick, windshield wipe your legs side to side. Keep going like that, but I'm just gonna stand to kind of articulate this point. what we're doing here, we're moving those legs side to side, feeling the internal and external rotation. Now you're doing it with both legs instead of just my one, since I'm balancing here. But let yourself have that freedom. You can keep the pelvis pretty still here. So as you're rocking the legs, you really are feeling that opening happening here in that acetabulum of the pelvis, the hip joint. Come around on the hands and knees, and we'll all come to our quadruped with the palms under the shoulders. Grab the floor nice and strong here with the fingertips gripping the floor, palms pressing into the ground. Have you push in the ground, spread your shoulder blades, really protract these suckers away from each other. And then we're going to hoist our pelvis up towards the ceiling. Take that thing just directly up to the ceiling, get really long in the spine, allow the knees to bend and really push into your hands here. Elbows get straight and lengthen out. One more big inhale here. Exhale, bend your elbows, maybe just an inch or two, turbo dog, and then push into those hands, press into them, get those gains in the arms, elbows straighten, triceps are fired up. So we bend our elbows, it could just be an inch, and then you straighten it, and you bring them back to straight. You could go a little lower than that, maybe a couple of inches, and then bend them and bring them back to straight. They might go so low that they're almost gonna touch the floor, but then they don't, and they press them, you go back to straight. Let's just do 3 more of those, little turbo dog push-ups here. Working these triceps. This is a great tricep stabilizer and awakener. One more time, little bend, press and lift. And then this last time, bend, we will come all the way down onto our forearms for dolphin. Of course, if you like your fingers interlaced, tie those fingers together. You can always reset it back up. Since we'll be doing this moving class today, right foot stays down, left leg lifts. 3-legged dolphin. 2 more breaths here. Pushing your forearms. Lift those low ribs away from the ground. Keep pushing so much that that head is just floating off the ground. Left foot comes down. Right leg lifts. And the right heel is just in line with the right hip. Pull your low ribs in. So the bottom lowest ribs in the rib cage, suction them in towards the low back. Really feel that support. Right foot comes down. Knees come down. We'll take a moment for our child's pose. Just sit the hips back. Give me 2 breaths here. Into your back, all the way down. And we'll make our way to the top of the mat and come to mountain pose. Know that you can always use your blocks as we move today. With this core cardio blast, it'll be quick, efficient, and to the point. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. We're doing a lot of pressing into it. Right foot steps back, right knee comes down. You can lower the top of the foot. Inhale, reach the arms forward. And up, get long and tall through the whole body here. Hands come down, step back to plank. Lower your knees, and we're gonna do this 5 times. Bend the elbows, just an inch or 2, press back into them, straighten the arms. So bend the elbows, just an inch or 2, it's not a big one. Press into the arms, straighten. I'm gonna feel those elbows move back in space as we bend. Press the hands and straighten. Feel those elbows move back in space directly behind you. Press the hands and straighten. One more time. Bend those elbows, move them back in space, press the hands and straighten. This time, we'll come all the way down. Bend the elbows all the way down, head of the arm bone stay lifted, pull back your hands in cobra. Inhale, root your tailbone. Push all the way up through plank. You can use the knees or go straight through plank. Hinge at the hips and hoist that pelvis up. Downward facing dog. Once again, remember that move, that turbo dog push up. We're gonna bend our elbows, and then press into the hands and straighten. Triceps, lighten up. Bend those elbows. Press the hands and straighten. Pushing it for the gain. Bend those elbows. Press the hands and straighten. One more time here. Bend the elbows. Maybe come all the way down to dolphin. Feel that support. Press into the forearms. Lift those low ribs. One more breath here. Stay with the exhale. And then lift your left leg up. Step the left leg forward, pressing your hands, lift those forearms, right knee comes down, inhale, arms reach forward and up. You can tuck the toes this time. So I know we're on that same knee. It's a little bit different than how we usually do it. Hands come down, step to the top of the mat, exhale, hinge at your hips, inhale, arms reach forward and up. Now we'll do the left leg, exhale, hinge at the hips, hands come down, left leg steps back, left knee comes down, inhale, arms reach forward and up. Long and tall through that whole torso. Hands come down, step back into plank. Lower the knees, lower. So keep the knees down, glutes are working. We're gonna bend our elbows, just an inch or 2. Press into the hands and straighten. Feel that tricep fire up. Bend the elbows, just an inch or two. Feel like you could dial your left hand out to the left. It won't really move. Press in the hands and straighten. Feel like you could dial your right hand out to the right as you bend your elbows. Press the hands and straighten. Feel those shoulder blades on the back ribs. Bending the elbows, just an inch or two. Press the hands and straighten. Lots of good shaking here happening. Bend the elbows, press the hands and straighten. One more time. Lower all the way to the ground this time. Head of the arm bone, stay lifted. Pull back your hands in cobra. Inhale. Press and lift through plank into downward facing dog. Hinge at the hips. Again, we'll walk those feet in, let the knees bend, palms press into the ground, bend the elbows just an inch or two, wrap them in towards each other, and then straighten, press into the hands, bend the elbows just an inch or two. Give them that little wrap in, and then press the hands and straighten. Really work those triceps. Bend it just an inch or two, press the hands and straighten. Last one, bending the elbows just an inch or two. Breathing into it. One more breath here, pushing your forearms, lift the low ribs. Right leg will lift. And this time we'll step the right foot through, pressing the hands, forearms come up, left knee comes down, toes can stay tucked, 90-90. Low lunge, inhale, arms reach forward and up. Hands come down, step to the top of the mat. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Hands come down, step or hop back. We'll do about 3 sun salutation A's. Lower the knees or lower all the way to the ground. Cobra, pull back with the hands or reach the arms back. Press into the palms, tuck the toes through plank, downward facing dog. Big inhale. Exhale, keep the weight equal in your hands and your feet. Option to bend and straighten your knees. Pressing through the toes. You could try a little hop forward or step. Come to the top of the mat. Exhale, hinge the hips. Inhale, extend the hips. Stand up tall. Exhale, hinge the hips. Hands come down. Step or hop back. Plank pose. Lower, knees are not. Head of the arm bone, stay lifted. Pull back your hands in cobra. Lift and root your tailbone. Tuck the toes. Press up through plank. Hinge the hips. Downward facing dog. Another opportunity. Bend and straighten the knees and press. Even just keep working that bend and straighten, pressing, working on getting the scapula stabilizing. Come to the top of the mat. Exhale and inhale. Arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down. Step or hop back. Plank pose. Lower, knees are not. Pull back your hands in cobra. Root your tailbone. Really feel those shoulder blades. Pull back. Press into the hands. Rise up through plank. Hinge the hips. Lift the pelvis. Downward facing dog. Feel free to step the feet in. Bend and straighten the knees a couple times. You could try a little push and float. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. So last one through. Step or hop back. Plank pose. Lower, knees are not. Pull back your hands in cobra. Root the tailbone. Press into the hands. Straighten the elbows. Plank, hinge the hips. Downward facing dog. From here, step your left foot about halfway up the mat. Standing L. Pull your chest over top of your palms. Feel that strength in your standing L. You're melting your chest towards the floor, keeping the elbows straight. Feel free to lift the left heel. Left knee bends. Try to connect left thigh to the ribs here. Leaning your chest down. One more big breath here into your back like a big balloon. Right foot comes down. Rise up, warrior two. 2 times here. We'll reverse. Exhale, reach up with the left arm. Inhale, come back through warrior 2. Left forearm to left thigh. Right arm reaches over, pressing that right foot. Come back through. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Reverse. Last time through inhale, left forearm to left thigh. Right arm sweeps over. Right hand sweeps down. Turn your left toes. Feet are parallel. Sit back in the right hip. Side lunge to the right. Sit back in the left hip. Side lunge to the left. So we're moving back in our hips. I like to say, you can take your fingers, like literally stuff your femur bone back into that hip crease. Get it moving the direction that it'll be most comfortable and happiest moving in, sustainably for a long period of time for you. That hip loves taking the femur bone, so bring it in. All right, one more time, side lunge to the right. Walk your hands back to the front of the mat. Left foot steps back to meet the right. Step your right foot forward, halfway up the mat. Pull that chest over the hands. You're back in your standing L already. So palms are directly over top or underneath of those shoulders. Your chest is directly over top of the void in between those palms. Let yourself kind of lean your heart down towards the floor. You'll feel like your shoulder blades like click onto the back ribs, but we're not letting the elbows bend. Here's one place we actually are keeping the elbows straight. It's working stability. The elbow bend is great for strengthening. We'll lower the left foot and rise up, warrior two, land the left heel. Inhale, then exhale and reach up for reverse warrior. Right arm's coming up. Inhale, back through warrior two. Exhale, warrior variation. The left arm sweeps over the left ear. Rise back up, inhale. Warrior two into variation. Inhale, come back up. Forearm on thigh and left arm sweeps over the left ear. And then we'll bring the left arm down. Side lunge to the left, sit back in the left hip. Side lunge to the right, sit back in the right hip. And we'll move through these side lunges just a couple of times here, really feeling those hips move back in space. We'll have a hopping option in just a moment in our stream. So just know that you could stick with this first option here of classic side lunges. Just walk your hands to the front. We'll step that left foot to meet the right. Stand all the way up. Let's put those two short sequences together into one big sequence here. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Right foot steps back. Right knee comes down, 90-90, low lunge. First, inhale, reach the arms forward and up, and then bring the arms down by your side and roll your shoulders back, one at a time. We're just gonna do this for a few seconds, mobilizing the scapula and the whole thoracic spine here. Let yourself breathe real big and full here. Then we're gonna slow our shoulder rolls down. Bring the arms forward and up again, 90-90 low lunge, hands come down. Three-legged down dog, right leg is down, left leg lifts up. Once again, turbo dog push-ups with the left leg up. Elbows bend, press into the hands and straighten. Elbows bend, wrap them in, press in the hands and straighten. Bend those elbows, just an inch or two, press in the hands and straighten. Bend those elbows, just an inch or two. Hopefully it's feeling, you've been working, but hopefully it feels more powerful now. One more time, bend the elbows, lower your forearms all the way to the ground. Dolphin pose. Now look at your right big toe, press into it and extend your ankle just for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step the left leg forward, lower the right knee down. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. 90-90 low lunge. From here, we're gonna sweep to the right, turn to the right, side lunge to the right, side lunge to the left. You can add those hops in. So here's those hops I mentioned just a moment ago. I'm not going as wide for my little hops side to side lunge. I'm letting my feet stay a little closer together, focusing a little bit more on the cardio aspect, a little bit more on the plyometric and strengthening, but know that you could still just be doing classic side lunge. Everybody come to side lunge to the right. So towards the back of the mat. One breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Walk your hands back to the front of the mat, standing L. Palms are down, left leg slides back. Bring your chest over top of the space in between your hands. Lean that chest into the hands. Maybe rise up onto your toes. Elbows stay straight. Lean into it. You might suction that leg in towards the torso, but it's all that bending of the elbows that actually allows us to keep them straight and use those triceps to support the scapula and that lean back into them. All right, from standing L, we're gonna lower our right foot behind us, rise up, warrior two. One time here, reverse. Exhale and reach that left arm up. Come back through center, inhale. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm sweeps over 3 times here. Backstroke your right arm, forward and around. So back, down, forward to go around. Back down, and one more time, forward around. Right hand comes down, inside that left foot, open up to the left. Twisted crescent, release the right ear to the right shoulder. About 3 breaths here. Keep pushing into that right big toe. It's also a good place to have your supported hand, the right hand on this side, under a block. Bring the floor a little closer. And then we'll lower the left hand down. Step to the top of the mat. Exhale, inhale, arms reach forward and up. Already on that second side. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Left foot steps back, left knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. 90-90 low lunge, hands down by your side. Roll your shoulders back. One at a time here, just to really take the time to unscrub and uncork all this stuff around the shoulders. So we're moving it, taking it in little circles, little rotations around the scapula. And then you'll slow your shoulder rolls down, reach the arms up one more time. Get those elbows feeling long and tall. Hands come down, palms plant. Three-legged down dog, right leg goes up. Right heel is just in line with the right hip. Bend the elbows and press in the hands, straighten them. So get that press up for the gains. A little bend and straighten. Could just be an inch. That's a great place to work. Little bend and straighten. One more time, all the way down. Look at your left big toe and press into that left ankle. Bend and straighten, extend and bend, extend and bend. Keep pushing your forearms, keep lifting your low ribs. 3, 2, and 1. Press in the hands, step the right foot forward, lower the left knee down. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Just come back to that 90-90 low lunge, turn to the left, and side lunge to the left. So you could stick with side lunges, or if you like your little hops before on the other side, you can get some little hops from side to side and make sure you don't have any blocks in your way. I'm adding a touchdown in. You don't even have to do that. You could just keep the arms up. Sometimes I like to give them a little windmill swing. I can feel myself getting a little winded. I think I need a little more cardio blast. It's okay, December, going into January, time for change, time for a little growth. All right, everybody, side lunge to the back of the mat. Oh, catch your breath. Rolling it together, even if you're currently alone, you're not. I'm here with you in spirit, in virtual spirit. Walk those hands back to the front, standing L. Slide your right leg back. So here's how you set it up. Bring your chest over your palms. Bend your right knee, I'd recommend, enough that you can feel your right ribs connected to the top of that right thigh. Lean into your hands, press in those palms. Option to shift into the shoulders and just feel everything elevating. So it's that extension of the elbow, that straightening of the tricep, that holding of the scapula on the back ribs. Right foot is down, left leg lands at the back. Warrior 2, one time reverse. Oh, reach up with that right arm, come back through, warrior 2. Right forearm to right thigh, left arm scoops over, stroke it back, down, and around. 3 times. We'll clockwise circles, and then left hand comes down, inside right leg for twisted crescent. You can release your left ear, your left shoulder. Just had a really lovely adjustment of the spine. So you just let go, let it work itself out. Lean on that left shoulder. And then we'll finish up here with actually a seated twist. So I like to grab my block to sit on, but you'll bring that right knee behind the left ankle, sit up on your hips here, and just feel that elongation. You can bring hands into heart center with a little twist to the right. And feel free to keep this for longer or unwind to the left. We're gonna take it the other side just by turning all the way to the left until you're facing the same way again, but with your left ankle crossed over your right thigh. And again, bring the arms down by your side, feel long in the spine, so get sacrum, shoulders, skull, everything aligned. Hands come into heart center. Option to add a little twist. So primarily, just want you to feel the release in the hips, the elongation of the spine. The rotation will be a bonus. All right, come back through center, arms down by your side, uncross that left ankle from that right leg, and you'll come all the way down onto your back. Any position that feels comfortable for you today. Now we're gonna have a nice short shavasana here. Just a few breaths with either those legs long, or I can recommend feet stay walked in, but drop your knees in towards each other. If you'd like a longer Shavasana, please go ahead, take it. You can always pause the recording and hit play when the time is feeling good for you. You feel replenished and ready to go. So you can hit play, side out. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. The feet are still walked in. You can let the legs go long. Maybe point those toes as you reach the fingers overhead. Gather the legs in towards the torso. A little rock from side to side. And we'll make our way over to a comfortable seated position. I like to use my top arm just to get me up there. Your final press up for those gains. And again, just finding actions like pressing into the hands as a way to balance ourselves out and to really find this equilibrium that the body so craves. Anything we do in our lives, right? We're gonna go into one place, we might be neglecting another area. So just paying attention to that and bringing up to balance all these little areas so that they can all be in harmony together. So the light in me honors the light that shines in each of you. I bow to that light and say, respect and honor, and feel that light that truly ties us all together. Thank you for your practice.